Well, first up, let's talk about what happened yesterday after a spirited 8-hour debate in which 60 members participated. The Lok Sabha passed the Women's Reservation Bill with 454 members voting in favour and 2 against it. This bill grants reservation to women on 1/3 seats in the Lok Sabha and the state assemblies and was cleared in the lower house with near unanimity. There were only 2 MPs, both from the AIMIM, who voted against the legislation. Tweeting after the vote, the Prime Minister also thanked all the MPs who voted in support of the legislation, calling the Nari Shakti Vandan Adhyam and a historic legislation. He also said that it will boost women's empowerment. Others in the NDA also hailed the transformative move. The opposition, though, welcomed the bill but complained about similar benefits not really being extended to the other backward classes and demanded immediate implementation of the measure before the elections next year. In fact, expressing support for the bill, the Congress leader Rahul Gandhi batted for its immediate implementation, questioning new census and the delimitation requirements. Taking a swipe at the BJP, the Congress MP alleged that the move was designed to push the ball forward by several years. Home Minister Amit Shah has brushed aside apprehensions of a delay in the implementation and asserted that the new government will conduct both the exercises and after the elections, indicating that women's reservation will become a reality after 2029.
One is the idea that you require a new census, and the second is that you require a new delimitation. In my view, it is quite simple. This bill can be implemented today by giving 33% of the seats in the Lok Sabha and the Vidhan Sabha to India's women. And so I wonder if this is not designed to push the ball forward. To push the ball forward 7, 8, 9 years and then let this thing play out the way it does.
हालांकि बहुत मुझे अच्छा लगा, सबको मैंने सुना है, सबने समर्थन करने का अपने भाषणों के अंदर वादा किया है, परंतु सोशल मीडिया में कुछ लोग भूमिका बना रहे हैं कि भाई इस विधेयक को इसलिए समर्थन न करो कि इसमें डिलिमिटेशन कमीशन का है और अभी के चुनाव में नहीं होगा। कुछ लोग कह रहे हैं इसमें ओबीसी आरक्षण नहीं है, मुस्लिम आरक्षण नहीं, इसलिए समर्थन न करो। मैं अलग कहता हूं, अब समर्थन नहीं करोगे तो क्या जल्दी आरक्षण आ जाएगा? तो भी 29 के बाद आएगा। समर्थन कर दो, गारंटी हो गई, फिर जो सरकार आएगी उसमें जो बदलाव करेगी वो भी होगा।
So even as the Women's Reservation Bill comes up in the Rajya Sabha, in fact, it has become absolutely clear that Team India has been blindsided by the bill. The effort now is to try and give it a caste spin. It is clear that the next 6 months are going to be about a focused fight for the OBC vote, and the Congress party is desperately trying to spin the women's quota issue around to angle it. Here is how. Let's also talk about how it's going to be affected. Now, all are in agreement that the women's quota bill is electorally critical for 2024. With the women forming almost 50% of the electorate, a reservation would have helped the BJP reach out to them. The situation is a bit awkward, though, because it leaves the opposition in a position where they can't be seen opposing a gender justice move. They will also be asked why they left the issue hanging fire for 13 years. So today came the twist. Today you will see the twist in the Rajya Sabha as well. Members of the INDIA, especially Sonia Gandhi as well as Rahul Gandhi, turning the focus instead on OBC politics, asking why women from backward communities have not been given a quota within the quota, seeking a caste census, and Rahul Gandhi even referring to how just 2 secretaries in the central government were OBCs.
पहली दफा स्थानीय निकायों में स्त्री की भागीदारी तय करने वाला संविधान संशोधन मेरे जीवन साथी राजीव गांधी जी ही लाए थे। कास्ट सेंसस कराकर शेड्यूल कास्ट, शेड्यूल ट्राइब, ओबीसीज की महिलाओं के आरक्षण की व्यवस्था की गई। सरकार को इसे साकार करने के लिए भी जो कदम उठाने की जरूरत है वह उठाने ही चाहिए। भारतीय राष्ट्रीय कांग्रेस की मांग है कि यह बिल फौरन अमल में लाया जाए।
There is one thing, in my view, that makes this bill incomplete. I would like to have seen OBC reservation included in this bill. I think it is very important that a large chunk of India's population, large chunk of India's women should have access to this reservation. And that is missing in this bill. The moment the opposition raises the issue of caste census, the BJP tries to create a new distraction, a new sudden, event, so that the OBC community and the people of India look the other way.
Now, here's the thing. Concern for OBCs is great, but why has it been kindled in 2023 remains a question. In 2010, when the Congress had the Women's Reservation Bill passed in the Rajya Sabha, questions were raised about quota within quota at that time as well. And here's what the then UPA chairperson Sonia Gandhi had said at the time about the demands for an OBC reservation. To those who ask such questions, I would say, who prevents you from giving to Muslim women, to OBC women, a seat in the reserve 33%? Who is going to prevent them from doing it? So what changed in the last 13 years? This was a statement she made 13 years back. So why the sudden insistence for the same quota that the Congress dismissed as what they call their bill? Now, is it that the intent is to counter the women's outreach within the OBC mobilization? And it is for that reason that when Rahul Gandhi raised the issue, only 2 Government of India secretaries being OBCs, he was answered, in fact, by the Home Minister. Here's what he said.
मैंने ये सवाल पूछा कि ये जो 70 सेक्रेटरी हैं, 90 सेक्रेटरी हैं, ये जो हिंदुस्तान की सरकार को चलाते हैं, जो बजट को चलाते हैं, इनमें से ओबीसी कितने हैं? नरेंद्र मोदी जी प्रधानमंत्री हैं, ओबीसी के लिए काम करते हैं। मैंने ये सवाल पूछा। मैं आपको जवाब देना चाहता हूं, हिंदुस्तान के सेक्रेटरीज 90 में से सिर्फ 3 ओबीसी से हैं।
अब इनकी समझ है कि देश सेक्रेटरी चलाते हैं, मेरी समझ है देश सरकार चलाती है। मान्यवर, संविधान की स्कीम है, देश की नीतियों का निर्धारण इस देश की कैबिनेट करती है, और ये सारे जो ओबीसी का राग आलपते हैं, उनको मैं कहना चाहता हूं, आपकी पार्टियों ने कभी ओबीसी प्रधानमंत्री नहीं बनाया, भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने ओबीसी प्रधानमंत्री बनाया।
It was a historic move. The Lok Sabha passing the Women Reservation Bill tabled by the Modi government. 454 MPs voted in favour of the bill, whereas 2 MPs voted against it. Both the MPs who opposed the bill belong to the AIMIM. So let's talk about those 2 votes that came in. The party chief Asaduddin Owaisi as well as Imtiaz Jalil were the only 2 legislators who voted against the Women's Reservation Bill. Owaisi, during his argument, said the bill would only facilitate Savarna women participation and also questioned why OBC and Muslim women, who have even lesser representation in parliament, were not being given a quota. The AIMIM has demanded that 4% of the Muslim and OBC women must also be given representation, and therefore they oppose the bill as the amendment suggestion was not included in the bill that was presented in the Lok Sabha.
हमने अमेंडमेंट डाला था, आप सिर्फ 4% मुस्लिम महिला हैं, तो इनका रिप्रेजेंटेशन होना चाहिए ना। बिल लाने का मकसद क्या है कि उन लोगों को लोकसभा में और स्टेट के असेंबलीज में उनको मौका मिले। जब उन्हीं का रिप्रेजेंटेशन नहीं तो कैसा होगा? 90 वुमेन एमपीज अब तक सेलेक्ट हुए हैं, जिसमें से मुसलमान से 25 है, और ऐसी 4 लोकसभा थी जहां पर कोई मुस्लिम महिला एमपी इलेक्ट नहीं हुई। 57 में, 62 में, 91 में, 92 में। तो हम ये बोल रहे हैं कि ओबीसी के मुस्लिम महिला, ओबीसी के महिला को और मुस्लिम महिला को जैसे मिलना चाहिए।
आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे कि आपने इसके अगेंस्ट, बिल के अगेंस्ट वोट किया है?
बिल्कुल, हमने ओबीसी और मुस्लिम रिजर्वेशन के लिए मांग की है, जिसकी वजह से हम यहाँ तक पहुँचे हैं। अगर उनके राइट्स के लिए नहीं लड़ेंगे तो क्या मतलब है यहाँ पे आके बैठने की?
The BJP has now slammed the anti-women mindset of Owaisi and his party and lauded the historic move. The BJP has showcased confidence that the bill will also get passed in the Rajya Sabha once it is tabled in the upper house of the parliament.
जिनको भी नेगेटिव वोटिंग करनी है ये उनको सोचना है क्यों करते हैं, लेकिन मैं इतना जरूर कहूँगा 454 वोट 454 वोट्स पक्ष में पड़ना और 2 विरोध में जाना, ये अपने आप में दिखाता है कि 2/3 से ज़्यादा वोट भारतीय जनता पार्टी के द्वारा लाए गए, एनडीए के द्वारा लाए गए इस बिल को सदन में समर्थन मिला और मुझे आशा है कि अब राज्यसभा में भी इसको सर्वसम्मति से पास करना चाहिए।
It is expected that they will vote negatively. It is expected that they will not support women. It is expected that they will make unconstitutional demands. That's a part and parcel of their political strategy. But the fact that they are willing to sacrifice the greater good for women across the country for their own personal political gains, I think is extremely sad.
A historic moment for all of us, sir. What do you have to say on that? And also, Asaduddin Owaisi and his MP, gave a negative consent to the bill.
See, Owaisi and his party's negative comment will not make any difference, or it will not dampen the spirit, because we are finally through with the first step towards the glorious future. So finally, Lok Sabha, the People's House, has passed the Women's Reservation Bill, and this will be a beginning of a new era for the entire country.
Let's go across to my colleague Tejri on the broadcast with us. Tejri, it has been called a new era in the parliament. The BJP says that this is a historic bill that they have brought in, and today the fight is going to be seen in the Rajya Sabha as well. What's expected?
Well, yes, yesterday we have seen that there were 454 votes in the favor of this particular bill that was introduced by Union Minister Arjun Ram Meghwal, and 2 votes were against this particular bill. However, we have listened to the opposition, those who were speaking yesterday in the parliament, starting with Sonia Gandhi, who said that she does welcome the bill, but then she later also mentioned that her party extends the support to the bill, but she said that Congress demands that women's quota bill be implemented immediately with sub-quota for SCs, STs and OBCs. So that was Congress's take. However, all the opposition parties, they supported the bill, but they demanded that bill should include sub-quota of SC, ST and OBC.
Okay.
And apart from that, they also said that this particular bill should be implemented for Lok Sabha elections.
Okay, so fireworks were seen in the Lok Sabha. Similar scenes expected in the Rajya Sabha as the opposition speaks about quota within quota. Tejri, thank you for joining us. We'll continue coming back to you for those updates. Quick break now. We'll be right back.